We're going to look at graphing number 45 from section 2.1. Here you want to graph both f of x and g of x. F of x is the absolute value of x. G of x is the absolute value of x plus 3. So in order to graph an absolute value function, to graph any function, you have to know what it looks like. So the absolute value function is always a v. So you have to know which tool to select to graph. So we select that tool, and we know the corner of the regular absolute value graph, f of x equal absolute value x, is at the origin. Then we just need to graph one other point. So we know if we replaced x with 1, we would get the absolute value of 1 for y. And that would, because f of x gives us our y values. So that would be 1, because the absolute value of 1 is 1. So when x is 1, y is 1. And that second point determines the graph, because the tool is already determined the shape. You had to determine that to pick the right tool. I click out here, and now I've got the graph of f. Now I notice that my y's of f were found by the absolute value of x. My y's for g are the y's of f plus 3. So g shifts f vertically 3 units up. So again, I have absolute value shape, but now if I took 2 points, now that I have the shape and the tool, all I need is to move 2 points of f 3 units up, and that will give me the graph of g. So I go 1, 2, 3 units up, and that's the corner. So on the absolute value function in MyMathLab, you always have to graph the corner. And then the second point you graph can be any other point on the graph. So I'm going to now go to this point 1, 1 and move it 3 units up. So I look over here in the corner on the top of the yellow, and that tells me what my coordinates are. So I see I am at 1, 1, and I want to move that point 1, 2, 3 units up. That gives me a second point on G. And so that is my graph. I save. I check my answer. I got it right. And then I want to talk about the relationship. The graph of G is the graph of f shifted 3 units vertically up. And that was what we said